My name is S.K. Gupta. I am Secretary, Help Industry Federation, Hyderabad. MSME, everybody knows, is a growth engine and entrepreneur is a driver. However, MSME, since it is not having any platform to represent its causes, that's the reason many of the problems of the MSMEs goes unnoticed. Central government has taken up a lot of steps in the due course of time in the progress of the country by way of bringing so many changes in the laws of GST, demonetization, banks, particularly in giving so many schemes in the bank for startups and new this thing, and income tax, and wherever it is possible. But however, the sick unit, whichever they have go, there probably government has to do still some more work. Particularly any industry, if it takes shape, the fatality ratio is very high. In the first 5 years, the fatality goes to more than 50%. And next 5 years, another 50%. So at the end of the day, only 10 to 20% industries remains in the scene. Then what about these 70 to 80% industries which are not able to continue, or they could not sustain in the competitive market? So if we can look into that, and if we can, at least 10% of them also can be revived, then the employment generation will be very high and revenue generation also will be very high, because the cost of setting up of industry is very high than revival of an industry. So in that sense, what the industry needs, particularly the incipient sick industry, they are called incipient sick. They are not totally down, but as a matter of fact, they are fully secured. Whenever bank gives advances to such industries, they are more than 100% secured. And by the time they become sick, more than 50% they have already repaid. That means it becomes more or less 200 to 300% secured at the time of sickness. They are rich in assets, but weak in liquidity. So this portion has to be looked into by the government or by the banks particularly, so that these industries can come into limelight. If not all, at least 10%. My request is, out of the 70 or 80% which are not able to sustain, at least 10% or 15% industries which are still running, but bankers do not have any courage, or they always take shelter of the draconian laws given by the government in the form of SURFACI Act, which should not be applied on such industries which are already able to sustain and they can run on their own. These industries, particularly, what they need is they have a capacity to improve the employment. However, if the interest is reduced and if the longer scope is given and if assets are revalued, then probably based on the asset, further financing can be given. Of course, bank goes for all, before that they take all the details, viability of the unit is a must, which always they take it. So in this particular area, if government can work, if they can revive the unit, particularly NCLT also says, it is not the recovery, it is the revival. That is the prime thing of the day. So with this, I request once again that if the MSME units which are going sick, incipient sick, who are having good asset and who are having viability, they should be encouraged by the banks and the government in such a fashion that they will join and they will give further employment, and also they can contribute to the revenue of the country. Thank you very much.